have some different objects with me, and this is particularly if you don't want to touch yourself with your fingers. Scar tissue can be quite emotional or might make you feel a little bit weird. So you can do things that are household items like a cotton bud or a cotton swab. You can also experiment with like a cloth or something that's slightly textured. A nice one that I like to use is just a lacrosse ball, because you can change the pressure based on what's easiest for you. So we're gonna do this, go ahead and lie down. I like to do this straight out of the shower. If lying down with your legs straight feels uncomfortable, you can have yourself propped up in your bed by a few pillows. But first what we do is we just work away from the scar. So we just get sensation slightly above the scar, because this area around the scar can feel quite numb. And so you're just gonna kind of move your hands, moving from hip to hip, along the side, and then back along the other side. And then we do the same going down. So then now I'm going to work on the underside away from the scar to wherever you kind of feel that some sensation is happening. And we're just gonna do this in real time together a few times. And I like to do this with lotioned fingers. And again, if you feel like that sensation being away from the scar and touching is too much, I'm gonna bring my lacrosse ball in, but you can use whatever you've got. You can just really gently, I'm not really adding much pressure, but just kind of roll that along the area in the same way. Okay. Now that we've done a little bit of desensitization around the scar, if you feel comfortable, we're gonna go from hip to hip. And so I'm gonna start on my right side, furthest away from the camera. And I'm just gonna very gently just bring one finger, or maybe two fingers, over the length of the scar. And this really isn't any pressure at all. It's just along. And now, without much pressure, I'm just getting my scar used to circular motions along the scar, and normally around the middle is where it feels the most tender. So now I'm gonna add, I feel fine along the scar line. If it doesn't feel nice to be along the scar line, continue with that same motion, but just do it slightly away from the scar, as close to it as you can get, and then slightly away from the scar. If this is the first time touching your healed scar, please don't do the next step. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to lift, I'm gonna place all 10 fingers onto the scar line, and I'm just gonna run my fingers along and just feel for any points that feel a little bit sticky. So if this isn't the first time you've touched the scar, what you can do is slightly just go a little bit deeper, just pushing in a little bit further, adding a little bit more pressure, just going along, trying to get each place some time. And if there's a particular sticky point or a bit that feels like more knotted, or like it's stuck to the next layer of tissue, so either fat, muscle, or it just feels like the skin around it is really tight, you can spend a little bit more time there. And then if all of that is okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some gentle stretching. So I'm going to take my fingers today slightly away from the scar. I'm gonna press my fingers in, all 10 fingers, and I'm just gonna gently lift the skin away. And I'm gonna move down to the next bit, gently lift the skin up and away. And I want you to breathe with this. So as you inhale, you're stretching gently, then you exhale, all the air comes out. When you inhale, that's inhaling, expanding the belly, and exhale, the air comes out, and then just moving up and down the scar. And then we're gonna do the same on the underside. So if you can, I like to use the thumbs and press down, or if you feel more confident doing fingers, you can do the same thing. Or if it feels better for you, you can do one thumb on the way down and then just a gentle hand on the way up. So it feels like we're moving the scar slightly, we're stretching, and then moving and working along the scar, but also pulling downwards. You see the difference there. I would use my real scar, but actually it's been a few years and I did a lot of work on it, so you can't even see it anymore. So I'll have to draw one on for you for a future video. Good. And then just go over it completely, really gentle pressure. That's your scar massage done for today. Make sure to repeat this video a little bit every day, and then next week we'll add on to our scar massage.